LMS transcends niche. It transcends, like, how do I say it? Basically, small social status is what I'll call it. Small social status is like being in a town and people in the town know you, or like, you know, your friend of a friend knows you, or something like that. Like LMS, when you've maxed out one of those elements, or or you've balanced all three. Maybe not the best at all three, but you've got them pretty well managed, or you're the best at all three. Being Having LMS maxed out, looks, money, status, it transcends, like, niche. What I mean by that is, like, some people might think that, like, if you let's say you wanted a goth girlfriend, let's for instance, just for a quick example, people might think, oh, you need to also be goth, or you need to also fit into that. Well, let's say you have money maxed out. If you have money maxed out, you can basically just do whatever you want. You can just go up to someone's table in a bar, slap 10K on the table, and just be like, yo, I'm sitting here, anyone want a drink? You don't need to, like, think about, oh, do these people like me? Do I fit in? Am I socially accepted? Or, like, you don't have to care about pleasing people too much. You can most of the time transcend that with just having something like that maxed out. Another example would be just S, which is status. So if you're a celebrity, for instance, which is a good example of status being maxed out, obviously a lot of people like you pretty much for no reason, or like people like you and they never even met you, they don't even know you, because you basically be a celebrity, movie star, a singer, whatever. Which is another example. L would just be looks. So looks would be like people just like you because of your looks, which is pretty common and pretty self-explanatory. Like, that's probably the one that you see most in everyday life. Status probably the next one, then money. For money, not as many people have as much money. Status, you do see it, but more in a kind of like small town type of status, where like, or maybe someone's like a singer in a small band, or like they're just a popular person, they're in a big friend group, they're in a pretty big crowd where loads of people know them. Or when I mean crowd, I mean like a kind of group of people where like people kind of know each other mutually. Or like L, which is looks, where like people just like you just because of your looks. So literally just be like, oh, this guy's really hot, this guy's tall, this guy's shredded, he looks like he goes to the gym every day. Or like, looks like he's got healthy skin, looks are pretty defined, jawline's looking good, everything. Like, if you're really like, looks though, I would say is more if you're like really like attractive. Like, if someone's like a 9 or 10 out of 10, like obviously they can get the way with things quite easily, however they want. And the reason I'm bringing up this whole subject in this video is because I've been thinking about how, like, I thought I had to like fit in to basically be accepted, or like socialize and be accepted by other people. And that is true if you don't have LMS, or if you don't have any like LMS on any level. Sorry, there's some eyelash in my eye. If you don't have like any looks, money, or status on any level, you'll have to fit in. Or if you only have a small amount, or like a pretty average amount where it doesn't make you stand out, then you'll just have to like kind of fit in, or just like maneuver your way through social settings. But the point of this video is just to say, like, yeah, if you have one of LMS, or you have all three balanced out pretty well, or you've maxed them out to a mastery type of level, then you literally don't even need to worry about fitting in. People will be wondering how they can fit in with you, how they can make you like them. Because when you're like one person and you're trying to like make friends, like, 5, 10 people, it's like, oh, all these people know and like each other. How do you fit in with them? But if you got LMS, it's more about how do they fit in with you, how do they make you like them, because you're the one with the resources, you're the one who's either rich, good looking, or just super high status celebrity type person. You have an abundance of of things, and they'll know that and they'll feel that. And the reason I can talk about this, even though I don't have that, is because I can see it. You can see it, and you can see it in everyday life. You can see it on the news, TV, whatever. You can see it. It's just like an objective truth, pretty much. And anyone that kind of gets to that point, the world's your oyster. The world's your oyster, and that's what I'm focused on. Because I know, like, very few people that I know, like, care about me. Very few people that I see or meet on a day-to-day basis give a fuck about me. A lot of people don't, or they don't really. Like, you'll realize how people actually care about your view, like, when you make it in some way, when you have one of those three elements, those three, that trine basically of LMS. And the beautiful thing about having none of that is you see who's really with you. That's the thing, because, like, it's a painful journey when you have nothing as a man, but the beautiful thing and the best thing about it is you see who's really with you and who's always been with you, because it's actually quite depressing when you think about that. Like, when you reach some sort of LMS on, like, a pretty high level or grand scale, you can't tell who's really there for you. A lot of people just come in because you have money, because you've had a massive glow up. Well, that's probably the most tame one. Or they only friends with you because you're famous, because you're high status, because they're friends like you, because you're the talk of the town. That's pretty depressing, And I have to embrace this. But what I notice as well is it's a lot about energy. If you're not in the right place, the energy of other people and the setting will just it will just not work. It will just be like, I don't know. What's a good example of something that doesn't go together? I don't know. It's like just clashing two different things that aren't supposed to be together and just like trying to force it to happen. You're never gonna win in an environment where it doesn't favor you. Put yourself in environments that favor you, where the odds are in your favor, where the energy matches you, where people like you, where you have to try very little to, like, climb the ladder in whatever, like, aspect of life you're trying to get to, whether it's like sports, relationships, or financial, where you're in a group where people can everyone likes you. I'm the type of person where, like, I won't hang out with a group of friends and, like, one of them doesn't like me. If one of them doesn't like me, either they're going away or I'm leaving. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be surrounded by people where every one of those people like me, because I dictate that setting, I dictate that environment. I don't settle for other people's bullshit. That's the idea. And that's the idea of having that power when it comes with LMS, is that it's about mastering yourself. How do you gain status? What are your strengths? Because you will most likely be known for what you're good at, which is also understanding yourself, understanding what you're good at, then making that your personality, basically, and your priority, and maximizing that in almost like celebrity type way, and then monetizing that. Find what works for you. I don't like work. I don't like working, but I try to find ways where money flows more effortlessly, or in a pretty smooth way, where I don't have to, like, get up every day and do something hard. Life's already hard. Don't need to make things worse.